It has been widely believed that Martha Karua was on her way out of Azimio. Yeah, most analysts were very sure of that fact. Okay? Of course, apart from this channel, we have always held a different view on that. But now Martha Karua has come out to clear the air. And she has said it is not true. She is not leaving Azimio. There is nothing like that. While those who have not been following this channel may be totally confused, perplexed, not knowing what this latest development really means, those who have been regulars here know exactly what is happening. Yeah, there was a major misunderstanding, but Azimio is intact. And of course, this is a very big disappointment to the Kenya Kwanza government, because it is in their best interests if Azimio is weakened as much as possible, if there is a split within Azimio. And I believe we cannot rule out that bloggers from Kenya Kwanza have been promoting that idea, that there's a split which is imminent within Azimio. Maybe they thought if they promoted that idea enough, it would actually become a reality. But obviously this has not happened. Now, what this latest development does is to confirm what I said in the previous video, that there is something very big cooking within the Azimio coalition. Okay? And it is so big that when it is finally unleashed, it will definitely have an impact on the government. In fact, there's a high possibility it will ground the government of William Samoei Ruto to a screeching halt. Okay? You know, the general feeling amongst analysts is that right now on the political front, things are quiet. Okay? Many people believe that. I believe even many who visit this channel on a regular basis are of that view, that things are quiet. But nothing could be furthest from the truth. Because there's this Karua issue, when it is still unfolding and confusing Kenyans, there are very serious problems within UDA. And indeed the crux of that problem, maybe I've not mentioned this before, the crux of the problem within UDA is that there's infighting over corruption resources, corruption money. That is really what it is. There are some people who feel others are eating more than them and they contributed more to this presidency. That is really the center of everything. That is what is causing all these problems, all these battles within UDA. And all this is happening when the government is very determined to stop Raila Amolo Odinga, because they believe if Raila is not there championing for the people, if Raila stops championing for the people, the Kenya Kwanza government will be able to get on with whatever it is they're getting on with. I say that because in their governing, if you can call it that, there is very little, if any, benefit trickling down to the ordinary Kenyan. That is the feeling, and that is the truth. And then we have what appears to be natural disasters, like the flooding countrywide, which actually is getting very serious. So with all these things happening at the same time, and if you are to believe Kumekucha, that something big is loading within Azimio, how can you then say that things are quiet on the Kenyan political front? How? That becomes a little tricky. Well, welcome to my show today, where we're going to break all this down and pinpoint very accurately what we should expect shortly, what we should expect going forward. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all those Kumekuchans who have already responded in gifting me during this season when we normally do this. It is a tradition within the Kumekucha family of about 2 years, which really helps me in what I'm doing, which may not be as easy as it may seem from the outside. And I totally understand that. I appreciate that. I'm not bitter in any way, or even upset, in case you don't understand. You know, in this life, if you want to do anything meaningful, you just do it. You don't care so much what other people think or what other people feel. You just charge ahead and do what it is you have to do, and especially if you're born to do that thing. Because the truth is, if you have to wait for approval from the majority of the people, it will never come. And at the end of the day, never forget that history will judge us all, and even the roles we played when it was very important, when it was very critical for the country called Kenya, like the situation is now. So whatever you can do wherever you are for a better Kenya, it doesn't have to be on this channel, even out there. Whatever little thing you can do towards a better Kenya, please do it. Your nation, your country really needs you. And if because you are busy, and if because of your circumstances maybe out of the country, the only way you can do your bit is by supporting those on the ground, not only Kumekucha Chris but even others, then please do it. You know, we live in a world these days where everything is recorded. So I'm sure 100 years from now, if the Lord has not returned, people will see your name and they'll be able to say, my great-grandfather was involved in this. My great-grandmother, here is her name. She was deeply involved in a better Kenya. I'm just trying to inspire you. I hope I didn't get carried away. So whatever little thing you're doing, just keep on doing it. And I'm especially grateful to those of you who have already responded. You may think you have done something small, but really you've done something big that will stand the test of time. I believe you have been seeing details on your screens right now, in case you have not yet participated in this our tradition, even as I continue to rededicate myself to what I do on this channel. Right, now is as good a time as any to take a bird's eye view of what is really going down in Kenya. Now let me start by reminding you that months ago we said on this channel that judgment was coming to Kenya in the form of floods and other catastrophes, some of which have not yet come to pass. Famine, serious lack of food, etc., etc. We also said that spiritually, what has happened in the past means that it is impossible for UDA and Kenya Kwanza to hold together, because their foundation was in rebellion, in rebelling against Uhuru Kenyatta, the then president. And therefore we were to expect a lot of infighting within UDA. Now, my point is this. The fact that some of these things have indeed come to pass should wake us all up to realize that this thing is not a joke. In fact, it is already unfolding. We can already see it. Floods in the country. They've hit various parts of the country with devastating effect. People have lost their lives. There is very serious infighting within UDA. Some of us can see it, some of us cannot see it yet. But very soon it will be very clear for all to see. And then the biggest telltale sign of them all. Can you guess what it is? It is exposure, revelations. Now, there is a former intelligence officer called James Watenge. He has a channel right here on YouTube. And in recent months, he has been releasing videos with highly sensitive information of what has happened in the past, exposing secrets that Kenyans were not aware of. Yeah. Now, while a lot of his information has confirmed a lot of information on this channel, he has also released brand new information, a lot of it. For instance, we now have the details of exactly what happened to former Foreign Affairs Minister John Robert Ouko, from how he was picked up at his Koro home in great detail. He has produced that video. In fact, I'll put a link to it in the description area below. Yeah, please take it in. Those of us who are old enough to have been familiar with that murder of Robert Ouko that shook the nation. And recently I did a video on this channel about the murder of British tourist Julie Ward, yeah, the Masai Mara, which revealed a lot of information that may have not been in the public domain before. I recommend that you look for that video, yeah, and take it in. It is super fascinating. Bottom line, exposure all over the place. Secrets, very deep secrets, are beginning to be uprooted, yeah, and exposed. What was buried very deeply in the ground is now being dug out and exposed so that Kenyans know. Yeah, now just to remind you, we said that exposure normally goes with judgment. And that is why I'm saying all this information should be very scary. Because it is one thing for somebody to come up with what looks like a theory, like we did on this channel, and it is completely another matter when the so-called theory begins to unfold in reality. And so, for avoidance of doubt, what I'm saying is that we need to brace ourselves to start hearing things very shortly that will make our ears ring. Yeah, I believe I've said this before, yeah, but I'm saying it again. Things that we'll hear and we'll say, no, this can't be true. Yeah, and we're saying that while believing it is true. It is just the shock of the information. We should expect a lot of that. Even details about corrupt deals. Even Eurobond, where that money went, to whose account, is going to be exposed shortly. Of course, those who are behind it are very powerful, and they have been very careful to ensure that nobody exposes or reveals anything. They have kept information well hidden. Yeah? Jacob Juma, the late Jacob Juma, who was murdered, tried to give us hints, tried to expose it, and you know what happened to him? Yeah, he was bumped off. But very shortly, all that information we will have. Even information on the late Chris Musando. Now, you know the fascinating thing here is that the people involved in all these things are really the same people. They are really the very same people. Musando, Jacob Juma, Eurobond, etc., etc. It is the same people. And very shortly, we will know everything. Please brace yourselves, yeah, even as we keep on analyzing Kenyan politics. Now, very quickly before I go, we still have those slots for anybody interested in sponsoring a Kumekucha video. Our sponsors so far report very positive results, which confirms that we reach a very unique audience. In case you're interested, you'll find details in the description area below this video. WIB number 116 is out, has been out for a couple of days now, and those who have taken it in have had some very interesting comments. Yeah? And generally, they have found that it has helped them a lot to understand many of the confusing things that are unfolding in our politics right now. Yeah? You can take full advantage of our latest offer, 2005 Kenya shillings, and that is the year the Kumekucha brand was launched, May 2005, in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And in case you want to take this subscription via PayPal, it is only $15. And of course, you'll receive all the back editions since we started of the weekly intelligence briefings, well over 100. And then you'll be able to continue receiving at least another 52 weekly intelligence briefings, 1 year subscription. And that means that if in a year we have not yet produced 52, your subscription runs until you get your 52 editions of the highly sensitive, very informative weekly intelligence briefings. Go for it. I highly recommend it. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.